Welcome, fellow anglers, to the Good Karma Sport Fishing Podcast. I am Captain Ryan Van Fleet, your host here in the Florida Keys. Each week, I bring you fishing tips, stories, gear reviews, and more to help you maximize your fishing trip, catch big fish, and overall have fun. Okay, so this week I'm going to do more of a fishing report, as I often get asked about fishing in January in the Florida Keys, and talk a little bit more about my boat and how she is equipped to handle the fronts and the rougher seas that we experience in the winter. I actually got 4 DMs about this in the past few days. So I just finished up a nice weekend with a couple new groups of clients and repeat clients. All the clients were great, which was awesome. But I'm going to share one particular story from this past weekend about Bruce and his 14-year-old son, Ben. Now, I keep a really close eye on the weather. Like I've said numerous times before, we have to fish the conditions that Mother Nature gives us. And I have learned over the course of the years that I just need to be very upfront and honest about the sea conditions and the type of fishing I can do when the seas are rough. Now, if the client is not on board with my fishing plan or even hesitant about it, I let them cancel the charter if they want. Now, I do not believe in forcing someone into fishing with me by holding a deposit or having them show up at the dock expecting to go outside the reef and then take them yellowtail fishing or, take them in the shallow water instead of taking them outside the reef without getting their approval. Now, I see this happen a lot with bay boat charters. Oh, sorry, can't get you outside the reef, so we're running 50 miles to target trout and redfish today. But wait, were you expecting a reef or offshore trip? Happens a lot, so be careful. I don't believe in the bait and switch tactics. In saying that, you have to be careful when booking fishing charters anywhere in the world. Now, I would not recommend using any type of online booking agency when booking a charter. There are many that are jumping on the bandwagon to make money off a charter fisherman's hard work. They take a big percentage off the top, and some don't pay the captain for almost 2 months. I know this because I've looked into it, and it was shocking, 25%. And then I would not get paid for almost 2 months. Please call the captain that you're planning on booking with directly. Another reason is you should talk to the captain directly in order to make the best decision for what you want to do. And if you book online, who knows what the hell you're going to get. In general, he's going to appreciate the conversation and the direct booking. And he's going to give you a great trip because you gave him a call and you asked him questions. If you feel uncomfortable with the guy, don't book with him. Remember, you got to be out there all day with the guy. So last Saturday, we had a strong front pushing through the Florida Keys. I had 14-year-old Ben and his dad, Bruce. They flew in to fish with me for the weekend from New York. The conditions were ugly, but they both fished with me last August, right after I had the Seakeeper 2 installed. I told them this time around I felt it was best that we fished the nearshore patch reefs, and we utilized Good Karma's reef weapon, the Seakeeper 2. Our Seakeeper 2 eliminates 96% of the boat roll. I told them yellowtail fishing outside the reef was not necessary, as we were going to get bigger fish in 10 feet of water with the predicted conditions. I don't think they believed me. But they trusted me as a guide. Yellowtail fishing is a lot of fun, but you can only fish one line at a time to be successful. And to be honest, you don't get much variety with your catch, especially in the wintertime. So when it's rough on the reef, you can get knocked around pretty good, unless you have a Seakeeper. I have found that I'm actually getting my hook set with accuracy and staying put since the installation of Seakeeper. Just another bonus. Now, occasionally, you will get a couple muttons and maybe a grouper when you target yellowtail, but it's the winter, and grouper season's closed, so no sense fishing for them. Now, 90% of my clients want variety, and they want to cast. Now, it's in our nature to want to cast a rod as a fisherman. I don't blame my clients for wanting to cast because I want to grab a rod, cast once in a while. So, now in my opinion, the best place to target variety and different types of fish is on the patch reefs. My clients also get to cast. They get to set the hook using ultra lightweight gear when fishing the patch reefs. Not to mention, it's damn right comfortable fishing the patch reefs with our new Seakeeper. My first scheduled day with Ben and Bruce, we were in 4-foot seas and 10 to 15 foot of water with a 20-mile-an-hour easterly breeze. It was rough. I took my time getting out to the patch that I wanted to fish. Now, the Seakeeper works very well underway. In 6 hours, we went through 18 dozen shrimp, and we caught mutton snappers up to 15 pounds with a bonus African pompano. Not to mention, we caught several large yellowtail snappers up to 20 inches. Fish, some guys were targeting on the reef that day in 65 to 75 foot while they're getting their butts kicked at anchor. And we had them chummed up in 10 feet of water. We were actually throwing back the yellowtails. It was a great day. Now, Ben and Bruce were flexible, and they listened, and I taught them the technique for catching the big muttons on the patch reefs. Once they caught on, they started catching them. That's the key. I was still able to get them out fishing and fishing comfortably and safe, and we caught plenty of quality fish within 2 miles from land. Monday, after the front moved through, it was a little windy and a little chilly. Over the years, I have reinvested my earnings into Good Karma and my fishing tackle. I want my clients to have the very best and to be comfortable. I want them to have a great experience. When I bought Good Karma, she was a bare bones boat. My first major investment was the autopilot. The second was my windlass anchor, and then the spray shields. One of the best investments was the spray shields. They saved the day. The shields keep the wind and the rain off my clients as well as me. Fishing the patch reefs with spray shields is a luxury. It's freaking awesome. It took many charters, but as soon as I was, as soon as I had enough money saved up, we purchased the spray shields. Now we live in the Florida Keys, so it rains a lot, on and off, and sometimes out of nowhere. The spray shields protect my clients and myself and keep us dry and fishing in all sorts of conditions. Now, Good Karma is also decked out with CDeck flooring. When decks of boats without CDeck get wet and dirty, they get really slippery. And if you don't have sea legs or are used to being out on the ocean, this can be a major problem and not fun for a client at all. I don't care how big your boat is, you still need to stand up and fish. Our CDeck flooring keeps you locked in place. Now combine a Seakeeper with CDeck and you get one hell of a reef fishing machine. The fishing platform of the Good Karma is custom. We worked hard on the design over time until we got it right. The fishing platform itself has a lot of room for a 23-foot boat. It will be hard to find a boat like mine with as much room as I have. It was designed to allow anglers to freely move around the cockpit, more fishing space. It actually has more room in the back than most 27 to 29-foot boats, and high gunnels. A lot of boats don't have high gunnels. High gunnels provide safety, comfort, and are easy to lean against and reel that big fish in. And then finally, last year, I put a removable custom bench seat in that fits 2 people. They can sit down when we move from spot to spot, then I remove it. So then I put it back in when we're ready to move. So anyways, it keeps that platform open for fishing. Space is very important. So back to my story. On Monday, the front plowed through. We had strong north wind, but no problem. I told Ben and Bruce the patches would be on fire, and even better than they were on Saturday. We again filled the bag with large mutton snappers and caught plenty of big yellowtails, porgies, mackerels, and we released several large hogfish as the season is close. We just caught a lot of variety, and we had a hell of a lot of fun. Another fun day on the patch reefs, guys, in nasty weather that you basically forgot about while you're fishing because the Good Karma's fishing machine weapons fight against the elements to protect you. I can't control the fishing, but I can give you the ultimate in comforts for smaller boat fishing. What a great couple days. Ben and Bruce just rebooked again for August already, and I'm looking forward to having them back. Thanks for listening, and as always, please let me know if you have any questions. You can email me at goodkarmaryan@gmail.com. I'm going to be doing a question and answer podcast, so definitely email me. You can also find me on Facebook at Good Karma Fishing Charters, Instagram at Good Karma Sport Fishing _FL_Keys, and please also share this podcast with a fellow angler. And check out my website, goodkarmasportfishing.com, and sign up for my monthly newsletter and free fishing tips. I aim to provide you with fishing tips and information so you can make the best out of your time fishing. Thanks for listening, and remember, anytime you're fishing, it's all good.